give him a check mark for thinking outside the box.
Sure. It's all made up anyway.
Outside the
Development
stable, if
camp
you will.
stuff.
Yeah, I think it's
Enough.
I think it's fun. It's fun for the kids to come in. I mean, I used to take them out to dinner or something. They take them to a horse barn. I mean, it's well, like, I'm sorry. Anyway, look, I just I can't. Oh shoot.
What's
I
wrong?
Is it Baffert? Did he?
No, you know what? It's the Pension Society in Montreal. One of the teams that I get my pension check from misfired this month. It didn't come, so I thought I better check in.
Thought it was an alarm.
One of the teams. That's
Thought it was an alarm for your meds. All right, so okay, July 1st. First of all, Mac, I got the impression that some teams were under pressure to do something, to show progress. Is this one of the best times to do it or one of the worst times to do it? I look at Ken Holland we had on yesterday. He made significant moves, spent significant money. Came out of the shoot hot on July 1st. Boston.
Moves or did you say moves or significant moves?
Significant moves.
So,
no.
Look, I was at the draft, as I told you, and I'm serious. It was a disaster. Okay.
What was a disaster, Mac? A lot of kids went home happy. Where's the disaster?
It was great for the kids, but the Goo Goo Dolls and company, I just, enough already. But July 1st, I was really excited because there's no, when you're team building or team construction is done by the draft and free agents and waivers and trades. That's the 4 ways you build a team. It's a big, big day, both of them, in 1 week. And, I look at what went on and it was kind of, I don't know, I'm having a hard time trying to pick a team that really had a good day. It'd be bad numbers, bad contracts, way too much term, which we always have. But I'm having a hard time saying, okay, who improved? Well, has Montreal given them a chance to make the playoffs? Are they better because of it? Well, the young Russian really takes a big step, and he replaces Laine in the power play, and Dobson can play in his own end and be a solid guy. We know what he brings offensively. Montreal maybe looked like they could challenge for a playoff spot. So other than that, Islanders, I thought Darcy's done a pretty good job in early going on the island, with some moves. So other than that, I'm hard pressed to see who really helped themselves a whole lot. I mean, obviously Florida got everybody done, which was a big thing. Toronto's got a lot of work to do right now, in my opinion. I mean, look, I love Waugh. I think he's a really solid third-line guy. He's a 15 to 20 goal scorer. He's a big body. His feet were always a little bit of a problem, but he's overcome that a little bit. And so all of a sudden you got Matthews, Tavares, Waugh. It's a pretty good-looking top 3. So I don't mind that, but there's other work that's got to be done, and I don't know who's out there.
Back the other team who probably was more aggressive, I guess, just by comparison around the league, was Carolina. They've been to the conference final 2 years at the last 3. Did they improve for you? Do you like what they did?
Yeah, look, Ehlers is a solid pickup for them. You know what? Here's my problem: is who's going to be their goaltender.
Yeah.
I mean, we've watched it for 5 years where they get to the conference final and they can't compete goaltending wise with who they're playing against, with whether it's Florida or whoever. I mean, Freddie Anderson's a good goalie. The Russian kid's a good goalie, but they're not Stanley Cup ready goalies, and that to me has been their biggest downfall. And I know the price is right with them, but come on, if they want to contend, that's where they got to be a lot better.
Let's turn the page on the Edmonton Oilers, and they kind of cleaned up a little bit of their salary cap with Kane and Arvidsson gone and Corey Perry gone. And, your thoughts on Bouchard at $10.5 million for 4 years. And where is this Connor McDavid story going for you, Mac?
Well, look, it's really interesting. Dobson's deal made Bouchard another $1 million. I mean, Dobson, I happen to like Dobson. He's a PEI Summerside kid, and he's one of the nicest kids you'd ever meet. He didn't play very well in his own end on the island, and he's got to improve that. If he's going to become he's got to become more of an all-round guy. We know what his offense is, so I like that. Edmonton, Bouchard, I mean, they had to give it to him, I guess. I mean, he was real good and he was real average. Edmonton, they cleaned up their salary cap, but like, where do they go in goal? Like, I'm hearing Skinner, like, there's a lot of head shaking going on there. Skinner may even want to be moved. He may want to go somewhere else to give himself a chance to become, to step out and become the guy. I think there's a major question mark, and I feel for the kid. He battled through a lot of adversity, but to me, they've got to make a change there somehow, some way. And who is there? But I'm loving the free agency next year with McDavid and Kaprizov. Like, people are talking about Kaprizov. What is this guy going to get paid in Minnesota?
But Mac, just on that, like, when a team comes publicly out months ago, maybe even halfway during this season, and says, Kaprizov, we're going to match anything. We're not going anywhere. We'll pay him whatever it takes. And then July 1st comes, and he's not signed when you've publicly already said, we'll give you an open book on your salary cap, and he's not signed. What kind of message is that now?
That message is that I'm going to wait it out and I'm going to go where I want to go. If I want to go to Vegas, I'm going to go to Vegas. If I want to go to LA, I'll go to LA. If I want to go to Montreal, and they deserve that. The players have that right. It's been negotiated. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody.
Okay, hold on.
Nothing wrong with playing out your contract.
Hold on. There is something wrong with that, because Mitch Marner just did that, and he's getting killed.
Yeah, well, that's too bad. He's getting killed, but he's got the right to. That's the CBA negotiated that. By the way, the CBA, was that a good deal for the players? Have you guys broken that down?
They can wear flip-flops to the game.
Oh my God!
What didn't you like, man?
Seriously, Marty Walsh came in. How many years has he been in the job? 3 years, and what did he come up with? One last year on a contract. Was there anything else he got? Oh, and a dress code. That's right. I forgot about that.
No.
Did they get
Here's the best
money?
one. Here's the best one.
What?
No fitness testing.
Yeah.
That was a weird one for me.
What does that
You're
mean?
not allowed to test if your players are fit? What are we doing here?
The fitness test was always the greatest. I remember doing it with Mike Gardner in Washington.